my name is Allie, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm the maker behind Crochet in the Mud, where I make both crochet plushies as well as pottery. And we desperately need to market prep. So today is currently Tuesday, and on Sunday I am doing a cat festival. But I currently don't have too many cat plushies, which is a problem when going to a cat festival when there's going to be a lot of cat lovers. So this week I'm only making cats. However, the problem is, I mentioned I do crochet plushies as well as pottery, and this week is a kiln week. So that kind of limits my time. So yesterday I didn't get to do any crochet. I spent the day editing videos. I restocked one of my stores, and then I went to the pottery studio to both load a kiln, and also we had our, every other month we have a meeting with the entire guild. So Monday was all booked up, so nothing got done then. And then tomorrow is going to be a very long day of glazing everything to then fire Wednesday. So I'm unloading Wednesday morning and then loading again Wednesday afternoon, which is a very quick turnaround. And then Thursday we will be crocheting again, which then leads to Friday. I work a shift at one of my other stores that I'll be restocking as well. And then after I get off from that, I then need to go to the studio to unload that kiln. So hopefully we can get a little bit of crochet done Friday, but then we have all day Saturday. But I will also need to be tagging all of the pottery that I pulled out. So a ton of work ahead of us, but I think it'll be worth it. So I did manage to get a couple of cats done this past week. So I ended up making 7 cats, however 2 of them were for an online order. So we're at 5 cats currently for our market. So this is my Siamese cat, and then this one is sandy tweed and woodland tweed. But I went ahead and made a list. I dropped something, probably my darning needle. I made a list of 10 different color combos that I like to do in this. Well, I guess 9 of them I've done before, but I've never done an all white cat. So I figured add it to the list. So I do have a goal this week to make 36 cats to bring my market inventory of crochet plushies up to $4,500. So I need to make, I think it was 35.2 cats, and obviously you can't make 0.2 of a cat. So 36 is our goal, which then means 12 a day for those 3 days that we're fully devoting. So I think between the Friday, I have a little bit in the morning because I don't have to leave the house until noon to do all of that. And then I think those couple of hours will count for the couple of hours I then spend Saturday tagging the pottery. So we have all day today, all day Thursday, and then the Friday Saturday combo. I need to make 12 cats each day minimum. So with the 5 already, that will bring us to 41 cats. So of the 10, my goal is to make 4 of each cat, and then I guess I'll just pick a random one to have a 5th. However, the issue right now is one of the cats I like to make, which honestly will probably be the one I make a 5th of, and extras if I can, I don't have the yarn for. So I really need the orange mystical yarn, and it seems like every Michaels around me is sold out. So I'm hoping that I can find one soon to be able to go buy, because I feel like it's really missing a category to not have an orange cat. But we're getting a slow start to the day. Well, I guess we've been getting a slow start to most of the days. Normally, I try to base my workday off of my husband's workday, but he has been out of town for most of the month. So I have definitely been going to bed much later than normal, and therefore waking up later than normal. So it is already 10:40. I did get some work done, so I've already made the 12 tails for today's plushies. So my goal is to make 4 of the solid grays, 4 of the white and gray, and then 4 of the black and white. And hopefully all of that can get done today. I have done a challenge earlier this year. I'll tag the video up here of how many cats can I make in a week, and I feel like I did about 12 cats a day. So I think this is definitely a very doable goal. I just definitely need to focus, and of course right now I want to make anything but cats. You can kind of see all of the beautiful yarn over here that I just bought a couple days ago off of somebody's Facebook marketplace listing. So I bought their entire collection. I'll link that video as well if you want to see me unboxing it. But all I want to do is play with that yarn. But I need to make the cats. And this past weekend, when I should have been also adding on to my days of making cats, I instead was using my new Parfait Chunky. So I definitely need to focus in. And I need to decide what I'm going to do. So I always embroider the buttholes, but I normally like to hot glue in small pink safety noses, but I don't have a lot of them, and usually if I go to buy them, I can only find them in variety packs, which then means I have so many larger noses, also black noses, because I keep finding that they are black and pink variety packs. So I don't think I'm gonna order some. I think I'm just gonna go without, or I could also just embroider a nose on with yarn, but I try to avoid embroidery whenever possible. So we're gonna keep working on the cats, and then I'm trying not to make this a super long video, so I'll probably just pop in at the end of every day and show you an update on how we're doing. But of course, now that I've made the 12 tails, I'm like, oh, I picked boring colors to do today. I do need to find something else to watch. I just started watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives for the first time, just because I wanted to get more info on the Dancing with the Stars, because I've been watching that. But I'm on the last episode, so I'll need to pick something else to watch. But this is as far we've gotten. We've made the 12 tails, and then I've started ahead. So hopefully we have enough white yarn. That's my biggest concern. I have a full skein and then a partial skein. So hopefully we don't run out. But I'm gonna stop yapping and get back to work. It is now 5, so we are chugging along. We have 7 done. So not too much, but I did just take about an hour to go run errands. So it's election day, so I had to drop off our mail-in ballots. I had a package to drop off for that order of those 2 cats I showed you earlier. And then I decided to take a walk to the dumpster, which at this complex is like half a mile each way. So we're now back, and let's see, Dancing with the Stars is in 2 hours. So pushing it a little, but I would like to be at the point where I'm stuffing when that show starts. So I have 5 more to go for the day. So hopefully I can focus in. Part of my issue is just I keep staring at the TV and avoiding crocheting. So that's not a good problem. So hopefully I can make these 5 before Dancing with the Stars starts in 2 hours and 7 minutes to be precise. So it's now 6:15, and I may have lost a yarn chicken, so I needed to finish this one and then 1 additional to get us to our 12 for the day. But I think I'm gonna be bad and call it quits at the 10 for today, and hope I can make up for it later. I just really have lost my crojo lately, so we've got the 10. I will embroider buttholes on them and stuff them while I watch Dancing with the Stars tonight. So put all your votes in for Robert. I'm rooting for him to win, but I will catch you on Thursday, I guess, when I get back to making more cats. It's now Thursday, so day 2 of us trying to crochet 12 cats a day, and we're currently behind. But I just opened an Amazon package because I needed to order a new part for my tripod that I lost, but I forgot I ordered this. And of course now I want to make the patterns on that book, but that is not what we're doing today. We are sticking to the theme of cats. But I haven't decided which ones we're making today, but I have another dilemma, of course. So I got an email last night that I can be off the wait list if I want for a market in November. So it would be 3 weekends straight of November markets. What are my notes about it? So I have until tomorrow to get back to them, but I don't know what I want to do. So it is a 3-day market. It is Friday 4 to 9, Saturday 11 to 7, and then Sunday 11 to 6. So quite a bit of selling hours for a much more reasonable fee than what I've been paying, where it's $3.75 for the weekend. Where a lot of the markets I've been doing lately have been about that price for one day, which is ridiculous. I don't normally pay that much for one day, but I have been lately and I need to stop. But this one would only be a 6-foot table, so I'd have less space. The only issue is that, one, the economy is not great right now, and with the government shutdown being the longest it has been, there's a lot of people who aren't getting paid, so that might affect my sales. There's also, right now it's kind of like a nice way to look at it, to be like, okay, I have a market this coming weekend and the one the following weekend, and then I'm done for the year kind of, and I'm just stocking my store. And I was just going to throw everything at the store, especially because Small Business Saturday is quite a big day, to where I have on my calendar I'm working a shift the Monday after my last current scheduled market. So I am going out of town for Thanksgiving, so I could work that weekend before Thanksgiving at that market and then just drive down there again to give them everything. I don't know, but of course I have to decide by tomorrow. I like that price for a 3-day market, and it's indoors. It would be the weekend before Thanksgiving. I'll think about it today while we're making cats. But we currently have, I'm not sure how well you can see the mark off, so I put X's next to the ones that we have already. So, oh, I need to look into Michael's to see if anywhere around me has the orange mystical. But while I'm doing that, I'll also give you another update. So I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time. My current last post was my Memorial Day market, which I believe I posted late. But a video that I posted in April about a market, someone commented and they're like, well, did you actually make them, or are you just a Temu reseller? And I remember getting this comment and replying that I made them. Yet somehow my comment's gone, and somebody replied the other day saying she makes them all. So then they replied back and was like, that's what they all say. So I was like, oh great, this is not a fun comment. So I did reply and said I made them all. And then they came back and they're really nice and they're like, oh well, you need to put up a sign about you hand make them and all that. But let's see. Oh great. Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Doesn't sell them. Okay, so every time I've checked, there's been the same store that's claimed to have one in stock. So I might stop by that store tomorrow because it's on the way to the store I'm going to tomorrow. Tomorrow's just going to be a lot of driving. But let's see. For now, I'm going to work with the tweeds, I think. So we have these two. Let me, before I lose these, we have the partial cat and the two tails. Oh, so I also need to remember to buy another gray tomorrow. Okay. We're going to focus on these. So I need to do 4 of this one with white and then 2 of these two together. And then maybe we'll throw the Siamese cat in just to get everything up to 4 except the gray. And then we'll go from there. So let me start with these 6, maybe 7 cats. A little bit of an update. It is now 4:15. And let's just say this is not a productive crochet week. So I finished the 7 cats I mentioned to you earlier, and then I just went through and I have the beginnings of all 4 of the black cats. So I made the first half of the bodies and then the tails. Now the reason I didn't finish the cat bodies all the way is because for the black cats I like to do the white eye thingy, but I figured I would do that all at once, and I just realized I dug out my acrylic yarn collection from the closet and literally smushed my finger. Apparently I don't have any normal white. The only white I have is sparkly, which I did debate using that. But I think instead we're going to use some embroidery floss that I bought during the Joann sale, the closure, with the thought that maybe I would try to figure out embroidered eyes, and never did. But I figured I'd chat with you while I go ahead and do the eyes for this. Now, I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping, so literally anything is just a hassle to convince myself to do. Like I mentioned on Tuesday, I dropped off our ballots. Now in Colorado, we automatically get mail-in ballots and they have drop boxes all throughout the state. Even just getting myself to leave the house, just to go put something in a box. All I had to do was drive, open the window, drop it in the box, and leave. It didn't require any socializing with other people, and it took me probably an hour to convince myself to leave. And I can't focus on anything right now, except oddly I was fine in the pottery studio. I don't know. But yeah, I can't seem to focus on anything, and I'm really hoping it's just related to the fact that I've been alone for the most part for an entire month, and that once Henry comes home, which should be any day now, and then he should be home for the rest of the year. I'm hoping it's that, and just, I don't know. maybe I have seasonal depression, I've just never noticed. I don't know what's going on, but convincing myself to do anything has been a huge hassle. And so I find myself just staring at the TV. I tried changing what I was watching to be slightly less interesting for the visual aspect. That didn't work. I tried switching to my book, and I still found myself just sitting there listening. I guess another option is to just turn to listening to music, but I'd rather not resort to that. I do know I think it was just last year, I kind of had something similar, and I thought I was just, maybe burnt out from all of the craft fairs. Maybe having so many craft fairs back to back to back. I think I had one weekend off. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's even to the point where, like, nothing sounds fun. Where I can't bring myself to do anything. Even just going to bed is a hassle. And I just know I'm going to be laying there for a long time. So I procrastinate doing that. And then that means getting up is hard because why even bother with the day? You know? So I did decide to email the market back and tell them, yes, I'm still interested. I asked Henry what he thought I should do, and he said do it. So we'll see whenever I hear back from them. It is now Friday, so I managed to finish 11 cats, it appears, yesterday. So I do still need to stuff them, but I went ahead and made half of an X if I at least made the body yesterday. So we still need to make 14 cats to cross off 4 of each type of cat today. 6 of those cats, though, require a Michael's run. So I haven't yet checked to make sure that that orange is still available at the Michael's on the way to the store today. But hopefully it is, and we'll pick that up, and another gray. So I'm going to start my morning by stuffing all of the cats. I do have a lot of plans today, so I haven't decided yet how long I'm going to work this morning. I am going to film a short form of a day in my life just because there's so much going on today. But preferably I would like to run to IKEA real quick. It's just down the road, and I need another shelf for my Billy bookcase at the store I sell in, which I'm going to today. I've needed to grab one for a couple of months now, just because there's an awkward amount of space. Like, the shelf needs another shelf. I just haven't grabbed it yet. I did order some more of the lights that I'm going to be adding into my shelf today. So I also kind of want to get to the store a little early so that I can work on adding the lights to the shelf, as well as adding another shelf, which adding the other shelf would take like 30 seconds, but the lights take a bit of time. So my shift starts at 1. So I don't know. I could also theoretically, depending on how busy the store is, do this while I'm on my shift, but I try not to. So I don't think we have too much to restock them, which is unfortunate. But that's just how it goes. They will get a huge restock as soon as all of my markets are over. So I still haven't heard back from the venue coordinator about the one that said I got off the wait list. So hopefully they get back to me soon. I realized I guess I haven't checked my email this morning. Yeah, nothing from them. So I might send them a follow-up email and be like, hey, I just want to make sure you got my response, because it said reply today by 1. But I'm going to stuff these cats and then see where to go from there. It's currently 9:38, so it is an hour drive. So at the very latest, if I don't go to IKEA and all those things, I need to leave here by noon at the latest, absolute latest. So my goal is to hit IKEA this morning and then hopefully hit Michael's on the way down. But it might be easier to hit Michael's on the way back, partly so I can get a little bit of a break, because it's going to be at least an hour and a half drive, if not 2 hours, between the store and going to the studio to unload my kiln. And of course, I will be hitting rush hour traffic. So that'll be fun. But I'm procrastinating right now, so let me go ahead and stuff these cats and then see what time it is and go from there. So it's now 5:30 on Saturday, and I have an explanation for you. So I was working on stuffing the cats yesterday morning before I went to the store, and then a wrench got thrown in my plans, but a good wrench, because my husband called and said he was coming home from his work trip. So I talked to him on the phone for a little bit while he was driving, when I then realized it was 11:30, and like I mentioned, the very latest I could leave was 12. So I did not end up going to IKEA. I just scrapped that and I hit up Michael's because I felt that was more important in order to get the orange mystical yarn. So as you can see, I successfully found it, but this Michael's was a mess. I don't know if they just got a shipment or what, but they had just boxes upon boxes of yarn, open boxes, so maybe just not enough room on the shelf, I don't know. But I had to move boxes to then get to the shelf to find the yarn I wanted, and I almost gave up because this was behind a pink mystical yarn. So luckily I did find it, and then I got the gray and the white. So yesterday, I already told you I had a pretty packed slate, and then I think I got home at 7:30, and then we went out to dinner, and I did not crochet. So we hung out and kind of just watched some shows that we've been waiting to be together to watch again. But today has been a semi-productive day, because similarly we've been hanging out again because we haven't really seen each other in a month. Just like here and there, he comes over, sleeps, and then leaves again by the time I get up. But I've been watching movies and I've been working, so of course nothing is stuffed yet, but I finished up those 2 gray cats to get us to 4. I finished 4 calico cats, and then currently I have 2 of the orange cats, and I'm working on a 3rd. So hopefully I can finish the 4, and then that just leaves the 4 full white cats, and I think I'm just going to scratch that idea and not do the white cats. So additionally, I did go ahead and, at least herb strippers, I stickered everything. So there were, I think, 4 new glaze colors that I haven't done in the past that need listings made. So I think I'm just going to, I realize I need to do this still, set one of each color aside for another day to take photos, because I just went ahead and copied the listings and just changed the name. I'm boring. It helps me remember to where I just name it, glaze color, insert what it is. So one of them that I just did, that's one of the new ones, it just says Ink Spots Ceramic Herb Stripper. So I'm just going to have those listings go up with no picture for the market, and then hopefully this week I can take some photos of them. But that still leaves the garlic graters, where I'm debating all of those are new colors. So do I do the same? So I have 15 total. So I have 5 different colors, 3 within each color. So I could theoretically leave one of each color behind and then bring 10 herb strippers to the market. But it's already 5:45. So I still need to load the car and tag all of the cats that I made this week. So this was a good wrench. I just planned my week not knowing when he would come back, and thankfully he came back at the original scheduled time. So I guess if I had planned accordingly, but the last time he went on a trip with this company, it was twice as long as they originally stated. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully finish out these 2 orange cats, then stuff everything and tag everything. And that might be it. Which means if that is the case, then we're not gonna quite hit the $4,500 sales goal, but that's just me making up a number. And I did the math anyway on if I had made all 40 cats. So I guess we'll look at if I make 36 cats at $18 a piece, that's still $648 of just cats. So hopefully these do well, and I'll definitely, sorry, I was trying to plug my phone in, but it's not plugged in the wall. I will definitely be telling people verbally of like, hey, if I sold out of the color you wanted or whatever, you can always order. My website's made to order. You can go there, or see, this is where it's tricky. I could theoretically offer custom. I've never done a custom cat, but I know, like, for at least my cats, they have no color pattern, so I can't make my cats out of crochet. So I could be able to be like, hey, if your cat has a simple color pattern, I can offer a custom, or be like, hey, show me a picture of your cat so I can say yes or no. We'll see, but I'm super stoked for tomorrow, and thankfully Henry is as well. So I don't know if he's ever been excited to go to a market before, so this is nice. But I'll try to update you again tonight. If it doesn't happen, I will update you again tomorrow while we are at the market. Maybe I'll even give you a sneak peek of the setup. But the video following this one, it should be the market day video, with the exception of if this gets posted on a Friday, then the Wednesday will be the market, if that makes sense, because Monday's always weekly makes. I haven't quite decided what order all my videos are going up for the next couple of weeks, just because everything is half done. So yeah, I'm going to work on this cat and hopefully not completely stress myself out on doing all this. Apologies, but I never did end up checking back in. So I finished the week with 31 total cats. So we had 4 of 9 different color patterns, and spoiler, they sold really well at the market. So you'll just have to stick around for Friday's video to see the market breakdown. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it entertaining, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!